Hello, Vina.
Hello? Testing? Okay, good. Yes. So, good afternoon. So, I know I'm the one standing you guys at the door. But please give us a few minutes of your time. So, we'll be talking about, as mentioned, people and tech in the customer experience. The space, no? So I know that Kathy heard of the saying that the future is digital, no? Or digital is the future. But really, the future belongs to those who can successfully blend the power of technology as well as foster deep human connections, no? And in reality, when we talk about digital, people always expect the personal aspect or they do not want it separate. They demand that both be included. So we're talking about seamless, fast transactions, and as well as they value empathy, they value the trust, and they value the support. You know, so in your experience, in years of experience as heading the customer experience department of your company, have you noticed or what have you learned in terms of the key, let's say, expectations of Filipino consumers now when it comes to digital experience?
Thank you very much for the question, Nina. Good afternoon, everyone. We will try our best to keep this engaging because we know that, you're the guys in between the door and, this time and traffic, right? So, for some of you who don't know yet, I come from a Oasis Power Distribution Utility. So distribution is, how many of you here are from Metro Manila? Can you just see a show of hands from those who are still here? Alright, so distribution, Oasis Power Distribution Utilities is like Meralco, but in the other franchise areas in the Philippines. So we operate in Vismin, Cebu, Davao, Subic, Cotabato, a small part of Batangas, and so provinces, right? And when it comes to key expectations of our customers, practically, as long as we keep the lights on and the rates low, they're happy. But gone are the days that it's just that, because we are getting prepared for a future of energy wherein, as users of energy, we're free to choose where to source it from. So that is why it has been a very clear mission of the team when I got on board to move the customers to digital and to prepare them for that. And what I've discovered so far in my 2.5 years in Oasis Power Distribution is that, one, I have to be comfortable with the fact that I will have around 20% of my customers who are not so ready to go digital. Like literally will go line up in our service centers in Victoria Mall in Davao, even if it's like parang pila sa MRT, and just to pay for their bills. But they do love to be engaged. And when I say engaged, it means reaching out to them, sending them a note, a message, an SMS. SMS still, would you believe it, we still have customers with the keypad na phone that we had to send their electronic bill. So it's kind of weird, right? Because we're sending the electronic bill in SMS. But these are things that we are now exploring and doing. And we're seeing more and more of our customers adapting to it. But for that aspect in the Philippines, for that area in the Philippines, the expectation is really, when you say you're going to deliver things to me digitally, make sure that it's available when I need it. So that is why we made an app, we call it Mobile AP, and that's practically your bill, your utility account in your fingertips. And the other thing is, apart from just making sure it's available and there for me to use every time I need it, because you're a utility, please make sure that there are other things that I can send them to engage me. So that is why, because our customers, when we post when we post announcements in our Facebook pages, they would really just literally complain about outage, report stuff that's more customer service oriented. So we use other channels, that we use digital to engage them, to tell them that there are other things that you can communicate to us about, and we're seeing fruit of that.
it's kind of interesting to know that you have very good customers. Hindi sila makikita.
Sila, but
In terms of the app, no? I think their
Yeah.
experience with the app, I think probably that they have a very good experience. Or any other feedback that you got in terms of the performance of the app? Is there anything that they are wanting to see there, or they're basically satisfied with the features of your app?
they're still adapting to it. I will have to say when I joined, we only had around 180,000 users. We have 1 million customers, meaning 1 million accounts. So multiply by 4, which is an average household number, that's around 4 million users. So when I joined January 2023, we only had around 180 plus, almost 200,000. And when we did the engagement activities, like sending them SMS, that's the digital. For my customers, that's the digital. So we're still sending them SMS, we send them emails, we stopped doing the inserts in the bill because that was what they were doing before and they were wondering, the team was wondering, how come we're not getting enough sign-ups? So we started changing that. We started following our customers in Facebook. We started posting about our app some more, adding more content, adding more stories about our app. And in just 2 years, we were able to, well, as of now, we have 1,163,000 customers or users in the app. So that's I don't know what the math is, I'm not an engineer, no, you can power, right? But that's around 5 times, 6 times from where we started in just 2 years because we started engaging customers differently. In terms of what they want to see more in the app, honestly, the customers, my customers, they don't know that yet. They don't know that yet. This is new to them. Like, they know how to use Shopee, Lazada, but for a utility app, they don't really know what to expect. So it's up to us, knowing what we know outside, utilities, outside energy. It's up to us to tell them that, hey, you know that there are other things that you can do in the app, apart from just viewing their bill. And we're prepared to make that happen.
Yeah, so that's why I said I think your customers are better than our customers because especially in our industry, like when we launched our online digital app, they were thinking about speed, transparency, security, because they do payments on our app. And they look at their invoices, they're able to track their orders. So they were also asking for convenience. It should be something that they're able to transact anywhere, from any time, from any device. And I'm sure because you know that in the Philippines we are very a mobile country basically. So that was a must in us. So I know that your app is also mobile based.
It is mobile based, but we created, so one thing that we learned from our customers is that they want a big screen. So while I have 1.1 million users of my app, we still have a good number who wants to view it sa desktop. So we just launched early this year, last February, the web version. We did not announce it yet. We just wanted to test it out in the primary market for the web version. And maybe, Bina, I want to chat with you some more later on offline about how you're doing it for your customers because the vision for the web version is to make it B2B. Yeah, and I'm sure I have so much to learn from you about that.
Yeah, and I'm sure in the process of, you mentioned about surveys or in the app, basically. And I'm sure at certain touch points, customer touch points in your app, you're able to get, let's say, analytics or data. And what has the information, is it surprising when it comes to, let's say, behavior or preferences or any insight that you got from the different touch points in terms of how to better market, let's say, your service, how to be able to reach your customers or service them better?
Yeah, so we also implemented an app analytics. We embedded an SDK for app analytics. And because of that, so I'm gonna name some brands here. So we launched payments in our app in 2023 around May. Alright? But when we did it, there's not much research about which banks to onboard first. So we just made do with what's available there with our partner. So it was like three main banks: Union Bank, which is our sister company, RCBC, and BPI. And then, prior to our release, we launched a survey or a study. And on that study, because we launched payments May 2023. The study came out around April, the results. And syempre when you do your app, right, you know, it's on sprints and you're already ready. When you say go live at May, it's live. Everything that has been done to them to go to the go live has been done already. So April, we're just really preparing to go live ng May. Lumabas yung result, and the result was 60% of my customers are unbanked. They're still literally leaving money sa ilalim ng kama. But 90% of my customers have GCash. And I was telling the team, why did we even think about that? Why did we even prioritize the banks? I'm not saying we come on to the banks, but in terms of prioritization ba, we use the data, right? And I couldn't fault my team because before I joined, there's really not much inciting being done. Because what we're really after then was evidence. So that's why that study triggered us to we need to follow what our customers are doing in the app and see how they're using it. So one thing that we did differently, because I couldn't wait for an integration with GCash, right? Kasi may syempre matagal yun, like negotiations and everything. May taga-GCash pa dito. Wala, no? So, secret lang natin to, guys, ha? Okay. So, don't tell this to anyone. But, anyway, what we did, I told my team, can you insert a logo of GCash in the payment options when they're about to pay? And that logo, when you click on it, it goes to the GCash app. Redirects. Just so I know how many are clicking. Because data is gold to me, right? So we started, and apart from GCash, we added the other e-money. I won't name because it's really very small data. So, but anyway, so when we launched it, I found out that I'm getting at least, no una, it's like 6,000 presses per week sa GCash logo. And then after 2 weeks, it became 12,000. And then naging 14,000. I was telling my team, guys, madaliin natin maghanap ng payment aggregator that can help us integrate to GCash because GCash is our way to get collections early. And so we did. So we implemented GCash last year. It took a while because it's not easy to do negotiations with payment aggregators, right? So, yeah, and right now in mobile AP, it's my number one driver for payments. And it's because we use data. We try to play a little bit with the UI, right? But we practically use data to make sure that we deliver what our customers need. Because without them telling us na, yeah, gusto ko ng GCash, the feedback we get from the app, meron naman eh. Pero syempre, Filipinos, we don't like giving feedback unless it's very inconvenient for us. We want to complain. But we got like mga 5 comments, sana may GCash, we got that. But putting it in our app and embedding a tracker that will tell us how our customers are behaving in our app allowed us to say, prioritize this. Drop everything else and make sure GCash is there because GCash is my way to beat the service centers because I don't want my customers lining up in the service centers. And as of today, in terms of payment channels for Avoid This Power, we've already bumped off our service center in collecting. So mobile AP na yung puro digital. I won't say the top 3, but I'm 4th na. And everything else na that we're trying to remove.
So in a sense, you're also saying that because of the data insights that you gather from your app, you're actually also able to realize savings for your company in terms of headcount?
Not exactly savings from headcount, but that ability to be able to collect it earlier. Because, for utilities, guys, so magbayad tayo ng maaga sa Meralco, right? So for utilities, the earlier we collect, the better for us, because we can revolve the money better, right? So, Yun. So it's earlier collections for us really.
So basically to helping their cash flow now. So other than that insight on the preferred payment channel, any other let's say marketing insights that allow you to be able to personalize your programs or your marketing offers to your clients?
Yeah, so we started experimenting Dina late last year. So imagine, we said there's really nothing else you can do in a utility app but view your bill. In fact, fun fact, when I check syempre we have a tracker of the behavior of our customers in the app. 100% of our customers who log in, 50% of them drops off the moment they get to the landing page, because the landing page contains your account summary. And then 50% of that again drops off the moment they click on the account summary. After clicking the account summary kasi, there is an option for you to view the PDF copy of your bill. The actual bill that ERC requires us to send. Nobody goes there. So, that's an insight, right? So, going back to what our customers need, practically, there's utility, wala na, just do your bit, pay for it, you're done. But so we started doing experiments because I wanted my customers engaged, right? So late this year, and it's a product of being able to speak in beautiful conferences like this because I get to meet other companies, I get to meet brands. So I met Abinson in one of the conferences where it's spoken, and we had a partnership. We did vouchers. We were cross-selling Abinson vouchers, guys. We were selling Abinson, not selling, but offering Abinson vouchers in our app. It didn't have so much redemption because in terms of a voucher, but our learning, and Abinson was happy, is that it really drove sales in this game where we operate. As in, they were able to attribute our efforts to communicate Abinson to our customers. It's like a co-marketing partnership. And even if walang nag-redeem ng voucher, they were happy because it was sales to them. Now, Melo, what's in it for you? You didn't earn anything from it. Yeah, we didn't earn anything from it, but we're getting data from our customers on how they want us to engage them more. So after Abinsons, we tested it out. We partnered with Zalora. We had around 1,000, almost 1,000 redemptions, which is good, right? So we realized, maybe customers really want more retail. And then, this is funny, guys, because right now we have a promo na ongoing in Visayan Election. Visayan Election is one of our distribution entities based in Cebu. We have a promo. We are giving free half-kilo giniling every time you register to mobile to the app. So we had like around 6,300 redemptions. So maganda pala yung mga giniling sa Cebu. Imagine power company selling baboy. So right now the promo is adobo pan. So, and this is us trying to disrupt what we do in power, trying to change things so that we'll get to understand our customers better. And we love doing it. And I'll be happy to hear from some of you there who might have brands na, oy, partner naman tayo, we're selling ice cream, or I'm happy to take it for free and, cross-sell you to my customers, to my 1 million customers.
That's very unusual, no? Like you mentioned, for a utility company to actually partner with non-utility related, services. And I'm just very curious, no? In terms of loyalty, maybe you use that, to increase your loyalty, or maybe customer satisfaction. Any study that you did on that? Like, what's the program? I think it's ongoing right now still. Is it really effective? What exactly was your purpose in trying to do that? What are you trying to gauge on customer's loyalty or
Well, right now, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'm not playing it for loyalty right now. Because, frankly speaking, if I may be honest, in distribution, it's a captive market. So I don't want to be spending for loyalty for people who have no choice but to get energy from me. But what I'm really after is the data that comes with it. When they redeem a voucher because we sold them a half, we gave them half kilo giniling, it tells me what priorities there are for my customers. It tells me what kinds of users I have. So practically, these are the mommies, decision makers, who really want better deals for their family, especially that pork is expensive right now. Right? So I'm more after that. Then when the time comes that there will be a need for me to design a program all about keeping my customers loyal to me because it's open market, they have more choices, I know that I'll be confident already because I've already started it without me asking for anything else from my customers but to go digital and download the app and talk to me, engage with us. That I'm fine with that.
So I'm sure your partners are also quite pleasantly surprised by what you're doing. But how do you see this evolving in the future? Maybe with them or with us? Anything, any ideas or anything that you can share with us?
I think in the utility space and in the energy space, since our regulators are preparing us for the future wherein consumers like us will have a choice where to get energy from, it's really the one that's going to be chosen is the company that not only makes sure that they have the lights on all the time and the rates low all the time. It's that company who was able to really identify with their customers and know that, hey, Melody Lim is a mom of two living in this area in Cebu, loves to buy pork or loves to buy shoes. So it's that company who knows me, who knows what to offer me and will not just tell me, hey, you know what, you need to open a bank account, whatever. It's a company that really engages with me and knows it.
I love the part that you mentioned about knowing the customer, understanding the customer, because that's really what customer experience is about. Now, surprising them, engaging them, and really surprising them. It's those wow moments that they are, those unexpected wow moments that really drive loyalty. So, and going back to what you're doing, the transformations that you're doing, I'm sure you do also have a lot.
Yes.
Anything that you can share in terms of insights, and has the bot actually also, how has your bot actually improved the service for your customers, and what have you gained, if any, in terms of advantages of using the bot?
So we not only have, so when we went through digital transformation, when I came in and we said we will just move our customers to digital, our realization is that we don't really have a tech stack in CX. So I had to literally ask for it. I need a communication cloud platform that would allow me to communicate to my customers 360. I need a customer support platform because when I joined, what we were using as the customer support platform was our billing and collection engine. So imagine, pang bill mo, pero nandun din yung tickets ng customers and what they're complaining about. And my problem with that is that if I am a service center worker and the customer goes to the service center, has a complaint or follow up from a complaint that he filed through calling, I don't know that. So it's very fragmented. So it's difficult to match things together. And then the third one was really getting a voice of the customer platform to tie it in all in, like feedback from customer tied in with operational metrics. So the chatbot, it actually went live when I joined because it was there already. But our realization there is that we can use the chatbot as a frontline channel to support all three. And we are on our way to revamping it because our realization it's beyond just servicing. Because honestly, guys, when we were looking at our data, half of our customers, even if there's a bot, they would always end up like choosing randomly until they get to the live agent part. They still want live agent, and we will have customers willing to wait up until 3 hours just so a live agent will get to them. So, going back to chatbot, the realization is that it is fancy, it is nice, it's good to use it to deflect certain inquiries, certain types of interactions. Because you don't want to be...
Like you will still retain the human part there, the agents. But how are you able to, let's say, blend both, make sure that either through the chatbot or through the human agent, you are still having the same kind of experience for the customers?
Um, I'll tell you what we're trying to do now. We are reviewing the flows of the conversation. And the bot, while it has learned for the past 2 years on how to communicate with the customers, it's not generative. It still depends on the flow. But because we're changing it and we're changing the use case for it, now it still have to learn again. So I think in terms of like your question on how do we make sure that there's still like how do you draw the line between that human interaction and a chatbot? It's making sure that you design the workflow of your chatbot in such a way that those emotionless inquiries, those things that doesn't really require somebody to empathize with or doesn't require somebody to fully explain it. Something as simple as how much is your balance, that one you can push. But everything else, you need to design your workflow such that a customer who might be needing some help computing how we came up with the bill or reporting that there's like a fire that impacts the pole or whatever. How do you design your workflow for your chatbot such that those important conversations where humans need to be immediately there are immediately attending to that customer who's working on the chatbot?
Yeah. So, and maybe you will still have both, no? But let's say, how do you ensure that you're able to, let's say, measure, or do you have any ways to measure, let's say, the engagement of the customer by the agent or by the bot, or anything to make sure that you're delivering the same type of service?
Our agents right now are contact center they have APIs. And at the end of the interaction with the customers, there's a survey we send. So we make sure that those things are in place for us to get feedback from our customers so that we can measure qualitatively the agents apart from their KPIs. For the bot, it's the same. It's just that we don't ask for feedback on the bot interaction. We look at the patterns by which, where do our customers drop off in the bot? Ano yung waiting time rate niya? Ano yung mga, how's the flow like? It's similar to how we're looking at it in the app. Because that one would tell us if we put the technology workflow in place, right?
Anything that you can, let's say, advise those who are who do have a customer experience, let's say, department in their companies right now, but are thinking of either revamping their digital, let's say, transformation roadmap or about to embark on a digital transformation roadmap?
Number one, it's not easy. Be ready to like have hair fall or set aside some budget for facial when you start doing this because it will really drain you. But you know what will make it a bit easier is if you know what your mission is. So for CX in Avoidance Power Distribution, our mission was clear. Move our customers to digital and provide engaging experiences for them. So it was not really about a number. It's really about the mission of preparing for the future. So the moment, that was clear from the beginning, from day one, actually, even during my interview. That was the clear mission of CX. Move the customers to digital and engage, transform the way we engage the customers. Because that was clear, I had to look at what we had available and realizing that there are things I needed to be able to deliver them. So this is my second tip. You have to ask for it. You cannot just sit there and talk about digital transformation but you not knowing what do I really need exactly. Right? And then knowing what you need, just sitting there and not asking for it. I literally had to ask our senior executives na I need, so for a lack of a tech stack, I created a tech stack. I'm not an engineer, I'm not an IT person, but I had to create it because I know I needed it. And I had to show it to my senior executives and tell them, guys, this is what I need. If you want me to deliver to the mission, if you need me to increase our customers that are in the app, these are the platforms, the tools that I need. And this is how I want my team set up. And I'm just really very blessed because in Avoid This Power, the leaders there are very empowering, literally. So they give you your mission, you tell them what you need, what kind of support, and they won't micromanage you. And yeah, in 2 years, I feel like it's like a transformation that I couldn't have. There's no other better way to describe it. It's like getting myself under cosmetic surgery and really revamping things up without losing hair.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've benefited from a lot of, let's say, customer interactions. The way you get feedback, you mentioned earlier. So I don't know if you do have your NPS or you don't.
We don't do NPS kasi wala kami competitor.
True. Okay, but in terms of, let's say, customer interactions, how valuable are customer interactions now in a digital space? How do you be able to seamlessly blend, being empathetic to your customers, really listening to them, versus just, treating it as a purely, let's say, transactional engagement with the customers?
It's a very good question because it's always like debate. Like, is it people? Is it process? Is it platform? And what we did in CX was to look at it holistically. I already knew for a fact that because we outsource our agents, right? So our BPO, I already know for a fact that to them, sadly though, and I accepted it. I was aware of it and I accepted it. To my agents, this is really very transactional. Like, my brownout ba dyan, okay, sagutin. There's really not much. And we're trying to change that. Because we acknowledge that there's a problem in the people's mindset, we were able to change that. We implemented programs like CX University, wherein we talk about CX mindset, we talk about our platforms. We deploy platforms because we know that the agents, galit na galit sila doon sa platform na ginagamit nila when I joined because it's just so difficult to do. Like, my leaders were also upset because when I needed data, because the system that we were using was legacy, it took me 2-3 weeks to get a report of what was supposed to be driving the complaints. But all I really got was a Google sheet with a dump of everything on it. No analysis, nothing. And that's why I said, the platforms are not serving what it's supposed to do. It's not serving my purpose. So that's why we had to revamp that too. So people and then platforms, and then we realized, oh shucks, our processes are so outdated. One of the things that we're working on now is service application. We wanted to move service application to digital. But you know what? There are 5 major brands in distribution. There's Visayan Electric, there's Davao Line, there's Cotabato Line, and all of them have different processes. So how do you harmonize that? What's wrong with our process? So it's like really marrying all 3 together and making sure that you don't drop the ball on one of them because all of them are equally important. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like my takeaway. Like when you work on technology, when you invest on something because you have a vision to do so, don't just look at the platform. Platforms are easy to buy. Like you go out there, somebody will be willing to give you stuff already, right? But you need to know what is the purpose of this platform? What is the mission that it's trying to accomplish, and will it really serve that? And then look at your process. Will my processes be ready for this? Baka mamaya nag-implement ako ng cloud pero di paper pala lahat ng service application, correct? So, it's really a total review and it cannot be done by one department alone. I had to ask help from engineering, which like had a total of different engineering heads and they're all smart people. So it's quite difficult. And I'm not an engineer. And I had to get the buy-in of our CIO, our head for IT, right? And I also had to get the buy-in of our CFO, because at the end of the day, what is it that you're trying to achieve? Because I cannot just buy a platform and then it's there, rotting because nobody's using it because it's so difficult. You have to marry it. And yeah, like I said, even the people, you need to get them ready. I'll share with you can I just share one last learning? When we implemented customer support telephony cloud, right? We opened up the network. We said, oh, we're ready to accept as much calls as we can because now we're on cloud. And then my agents were not ready. And it was a slap in my face because my answer rate dropped. Imagine before, 3 linya lang yung pinapasukan ng mga calls ng customers and we said, oh sige, let's open like additional 5. Yeah, I forgot. And my agents did not add on headcount. Like my BPO did not add on headcount. My agents were not ready. Na-shock sila. And that was a slap in my face and that was a good reminder na, hey, you gotta take it slow. I know you want it fast, but take a step back, go back to your mission. You can do this agile, right? You don't need to have it perfect, but be mindful of your people, your process, and your platforms. You gotta serve each other together.
Okay, thank you very much. And basically, just to wrap up the session, no? So we talked about customer interactions, the importance of the human part. No? So we just have to look at customer interactions as opportunities to either to improve. So it's either we earn the trust of the customers or we lose it. It's basically a make or break it opportunity for us. We also know that technology alone is not a differentiator. What is a differentiator and what is valuable to the customers is how we actually use the data to create those memorable moments, those small moments. We are able to use data in a way that will really not only meet their expectations, but to even exceed their expectations. That's basically where the magic happens. No? So for those who are going to embark on, let's say, transformation initiatives, I think you need to ask the question like, are we doing this just to transact with the customers, or are we doing this to really connect with the customers? Are we building systems to understand our customers, or are we building systems for them to understand the system? At the end of the day, we need to choose to be human, digital always, and customer obsessed every step of the way. And that's basically what we in customer experience. Thank you and good afternoon.